these randos finally gives us some material instead of just suffering. Okay, I would not say that any of us ever quit hating Vanilla for the length of the project per se, but she did have a point. Everybody kind of needs to have a personal brand. I mean, I've never had a personal brand, and look how I wound up. I'm in the mental hospital. That's not me, by the way. That is Edna. My hair is a lot better than that, but Edna is all about her cleavage. As a dead movie star told us a depressingly long time ago, the legs are the last thing to go, but I think Edna would... I'm getting off topic. Okay, so next we have Edna. Edna,
you're making me miss the afternoon snack for this. You'd better take me seriously. They won't take me seriously. Can I use that word? Who the bleep do I think I'm kidding? Could we get it to, like, I don't know, prop this one behind a table or something, make it look medical in here?
It is medical. It's a mental hospital. I mean, sort of. It has hospital in the word. It must be.
I know it's a hospital, genius. What I'm saying is it looks more like a... Well, I was gonna say prison with those half-bars, screeny, anti-suicide, totally ghetto things over the windows, and also that guy bit me when I asked him to turn off the television so we could have decent lighting in here, but I smell diapers.
I got no illusions.
I know that even if you use footage of me, it's just gonna be local color footage, right? Oh, yeah, believe it or not, somebody like me knows about terms like local color. There's plenty of people who, back when people could read, used to have real jobs and stuff like offices and newspapers, and now we're living in a mental hospital, if they ain't dead.
So, it's how many millions of seconds till we get back to LA and out of the ghetto?
Shh, Jesus, Vanilla, these people are crazy. They're not deaf. Can we try to keep a low profile? But DC, they're gonna be so excited when they get on TV, they'll worship us. Isn't that what this is all about? Vanilla, they're crazy. That's my point. They're crazy. That means they can't accept change. I already told you that's what crazy means by definition. My mom is crazy. I should know. That's like my creative driving force that gives me passion and a story to tell my problematic relationship with.
Dude, we are, like, surrounded by the Mommy Issues Olympics. You might want to, like, brag a little bit less about your damage.
I mean, such as it is. Even Rob doesn't really believe you, you know. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kidding you for sure. Pff, fucking moron. Beep.
Okay, geez, just look, we need to get them all screen tested. Make sure they're verbal before we start handing out any Screen Acties Guild memberships. So let's get this whole bag seated or standing still somewhere, and let's be the cyborgs whom I have agreed we all should be on this team. Fire up the camera, somebody get the lights fixed, I don't know, compensate for just this hellish prison daycare vibe. Is there a doctor somewhere we could, like, use as an extra? Everybody wants to be famous. We could have him, like, sign a model release form and have him walk behind her. They gotta have a doctor.
Yeah, at least, like, a psychiatrist.
Oh, that's a good one. A psychiatrist. The only psychiatrist who works here. I haven't seen His Highness in 8 weeks. Psychiatrist in a mental hospital. You guys are funny. Ooh, sounds scandalous. Are we talking like absentee hospital officials? Well, I wouldn't really call you that guy official unless you mean official drunkard. Whoa, a scandal. I guess we're rolling then. Roll those cameras, roll them.
Yeah, Edna over here says she hasn't seen the doctor in like 8 weeks.
Is this about to turn into hard-hitting journalism?
God, I hope not.
God damn it, I regret every time I use somebody for local color.
Local color? What does that mean, Edna? Like Chicago gray?
Oh my God, they've given the reins to the idiots. Yeah, local color is what you're doing to me now. You know somebody like me is never gonna win, but you need to have some B-roll in there to make it look like...
Edna, we already said in the model release form that this is not a competition and there are no prizes thus. Okay, so how about we start over again? You introduce yourself to the camera and to the camera.
Oh my God. I trust you're not so underqualified and nepo baby-fied that you don't realize that pretending somebody like me has a chance of winning is nothing but wanton cruelty. No, you're hoping I'm local color. You're hoping I'll at least feel like I got a fair shot, so I'll really put out, huh? You can see me. I have about as much chance of winning as I have of sitting on your face later.
Edna, this is not a competition, and anything else I might try to say will either sound stupid or get me fired. So, Edna, you want us to, turn off the cameras so you can go back to your nothing in the most ghetto mental hospital ever?
Oh, super smart girl. It knows I ain't got nothing better to do. Give it a daytime Emmy. You think I don't want to be local color? I don't want that, but I don't want nothing either. If I can get a line or two in there. It won't give my life meaning, much less success, but it will definitely piss off some people I know who are even bigger losers. They're so stupid they can't count the difference between one line and some piece of... I don't know if I can say that word. They don't know the difference, so I'm gonna do my best to... I think she's got low blood sugar. Look, just keep it rolling. There are some hip young people incarcerated in here. I'll lead you to them eventually. Just give me a second to think.
1 second. It's been a second now. Now it's been 2 seconds. What's the holdup?
No, I'm thinking it's just that the people I figure might win are so, censored, boring. I mean, they have to be boring. They want to all be influencers, God bless them. I mean, what would you want to do if you were a young person these days and your dad hadn't gotten you this job somehow? What if you were a young person in a mental hospital? What other kind of future they got except from trying to be influencers? All the ditch digging is going to be done by robots. It's either sell face soap on the internet or just hope your county insurance gets extended and you can stay in here, I guess. Works for me. They're going to wind up just like me, except with no career in the middle, unless they stay boring enough to be influencers, so they're all going to knife each other's throats to try and win this when they're not being boring. They're just gonna knife each other. I can feel it in my bones. This'll be more fun than the coffee party we had back in Detox. This is gonna be a murder competition if you let the young girls in on it. Maybe you ought to wait till you get funded for a second season before you go with a co-ed prison. Mental hospital. You know what I mean.
Edna, it is not a competition.
With all due respect, honey, how about you shut up until you know something? Jesus. Now let me think. I haven't got my meds, and now I'm missing art therapy for this censored.
Well, I certainly understand the need for art therapy,
So if I want to get a word in edgewise here amongst the learned sentai, and it's a word about somebody I actually know well enough to make a joke about, maybe Goth Sloth, I don't know. Goth Sloth's story is taking a turn for the tragic, but it might also be getting too controversial. People are slitting each other's throats over that censored. Remember when people were smart enough to realize that most of us are too dumb to be involved in politics? Yeah, those were the days. Anyway, nice kid, but she has a real pathological need for people-pleasing, as they call it in here. And that just ain't gonna cut it in this kind of competition. It's like, who needs another 1960s movie about a lobotomy for depression? It's too censored depressing. I don't think that one's gonna win or even come close. As you can tell from her self-inflicted nickname, the Goth Sloth, she kind of may be crazy into her whole personality, which that ain't gonna hold up.
Edna, it's not a... Oh, God, who am I kidding? It is a competition. Just get on with the story. Oh, is that what we're doing here? This is a story. I could have sworn it was just rambling. Oh, my God.
Okay, so Goth Sloth's out, and her rat friend Rat is definitely out, so who does that leave? Oh, there's Frankie!
That's me.
Oh, yeah, she still remembers me from when we were in Detox together 6 years ago. Yeah, Frankie, she's a real live wire. She's not enough of a noun censored to win, but it's definitely gonna get me in there on a B plot. Yeah, I know what a B plot is too, okay? Obi-Wan, self-proclaimed cultural critic. These are not the stock characters you were looking for. Frankie used to be one of the cool girls in here. Well, when we were over on the detox wing over there anyway. She might still be. She's only been in here like a couple of days ago, and I think she still has that Cobra insurance, even if, she got her life's work stolen a little while ago. But she got that Cobra still, just barely, so they'll be hanging on to her a while. That's how it works. They keep you as long as your insurance lets you stay. So she's got a long stay. Her social status is still shaken out here. Not that she would know if she's a cool girl. She's never been on the inside of anything unless it's an institution. But yeah, when we were younger, we were all younger. We were on the other ward. Just about everybody is honorarily cool in detox, if you want me to be honest, even me. But I was really close to her back then. She even remembers me now, like I said. Yeah, me, believe it or not. Uh-huh. So, the first time I saw her in this go-around, she looked a little better put together than when she came in through detox. But still the twitchiest... I don't know what words I can say. The twitchiest noun-censored you see even in here. Seriously twitchy girl. Actually, I say a couple days, but when I first ran into her in the cafeteria, it had already taken her about a week to talk her way down out of the 4th floor. The 4th floor. Psychotics. You all gotta start there and then you graduate. Hey, Frankie! Frankie, over here!
Huh? Sorry, meds.
Frankie, it's Edna. You remember me from Detox? Hotel Hell? We were roommates. After your other roommate went back up to 4, room 101, you thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, room 101. Edna, I guess we both, graduated.
From drunk to crazy. Gotta pick one poison or another, I guess. You wanna come sit down? Once you get your food, I got a seat over there where the action is. I'll show you where the cool kids sit now. Get you settled down. Excuse me, I don't want to be rude, but I just can't help noticing that you're like rubbing your fingers together like an old man. It kind of annoys me.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to bring hand lotion. I forgot how redacted dirty you always feel in here, and how even if I can't get a shower, I have to wash my hands 50 times a day. And then I can't stand the feeling of dry skin on my fingers. It feels like the palm of my hand is this slimy chalk with fire in it if I can't get lotion. God, I'm completely dependent on modern conveniences.
Ah, you sound like they gave you Klonopin. Did you get Klonopin?
Nah, Seroquel. Makes me a zombie. I would have rather had some Jergens. Ugh. I can't function. I could never function in an ancestral environment. I'm just such a modern, noun redacted. I would have had to, use my butt juice to protect my princess in the pea hand skin from the air of the planet where I evolved. I need new slipper socks, too. My feet are filthy. But after a week up on 4, my socks were dirtier than the floor.
You were up on 4 for a week. Oh, my God. How are you still? Wow, your hair actually looks kind of good for how long you were up there.
Thanks, man, but I can't even see myself in the mirror. They took my glasses so they wouldn't get broken up in the psycho ward, and then they lost them. God, I can't stop thinking about how dirty my feet are. It's obsessive. I mean, yeah, some guy was smearing his poop upstairs, but I should be able to see a psychiatrist about this, or just stop. I mean, I want somebody to tell me what's wrong with me.
Come on, girl, you know the rules. Statistically, the most common diagnosis in this hospital is who gives a bare infinitive redacted.
They won't even know what infinitive about.
Anyway, it's always straight to small talk with you, isn't it, Frankie? Just never cut to the chase, never let us know what's on your mind. Could you, stop beating around the bush and tell me what you're in for?
In for? Geez, Edna, isn't it enough like prison already here these days without you, like, borrowing the lingo like you're in lockdown or lockup? I have been through too much therapy to let you get away with avoiding the question like that. Why don't you tell me what you're in for? Same thing I'm always in for, being old and washed up and crazy. I'm sure you got some kind of juicy story. The juicy story is I went nuts. You're gonna think I'm like crazy, but I swear this is the first time I've ever had like sensory perceptions that weren't, exactly there before. I swear. Come on, you're trying to tell me you're a drunk and you've never heard voices before? I know BS when I hear it. Maybe I'm just not raring to talk about it, Edna. Have you ever worked your whole life for something and then had somebody steal it from you? Well, I can't get a drink in here, so I'd rather not talk about it. Ah, I got it. There we go. We grasped at the concept. Now, you want to feast on my trauma-tainment? You gotta give me your coffee. Ah, you drive a hard bargain, Frankie, but all right. I already put ice in it so you can drink it down fast, just like in old times. Ah, you're as ghoulish as old times, Edna. I hope I'm still young, but come on. I'm old enough to know nobody is gonna care about the details of my tragedy. They'll even be annoyed I call it a tragedy. Everybody wants to be compared to a Greek tragedy, but nobody wants to read one. But come on, you know I'm an exception. I'm so bored in here, I'll read anything. I read The Secret the other day, now dish. Well, you are paying me, eh? And I did warn you. So, it actually started with that hippy-dippy stuff that was coming out of my face hole during the worst 12 hours of my detox. You mean the one time they did slip you a Klonopin? How could I forget? You were writing the solution to life in a coloring book and all over your scrubs. Your big secret, oh, we all wanted to hear it. Then it turned out to be depending on others. Something only you would need to learn, Frankie. Most people come out of the box looking for a nipple. You just started looking for a bottle. Your memory genuinely frightens me, Edna. I didn't want to say it at the time, but I thought they had put LSD in your Klonopin. My name is Frankie, and although the intended therapeutic value of the Chicago Happyland detox ward is nil, it's so bad that it accidentally taught me that I need to learn to trust. I told you that was stupid. Let me guess, 6 years later you trusted somebody and it blew up in your face? Yeah, 6 years of AA meetings, hard work, and then my business partner in the middle of the night, she just empties out the bank account and disappears. I don't even have unemployment insurance. Everything is gone. So you killed her. Don't remind me of the shame of not killing her, Edna. After trusting her? No, I didn't have time to kill her. Because the world don't care who stole what from you. They just want you to pay the rent. Ah, so you came in here to stay off the streets. Oldest trick in the book. Nah, I went back to bussing tables, as humiliating as that is. Spent my 20s building a business, and now I'm a 30-year-old bus girl. But I was still hanging on, walking home every day, trying to keep it together and not get drunk, even after I spent all night bussing all these jerks half-finished beers while they dance on the bar and throw tampons everywhere. Frankie, depending on human beings is the same thing as lying. It ain't for amateurs. You gotta be a seasoned pro or you'll wind up locked up in one government building or another. Hi, pretty but emotionally vulnerable lady. Ah, shit. Can I see your journals? I'm interested in you. No you don't, slub. Frankie, this is Slub. Don't talk to him. He went to art school. Oh, shit. I forgot about those stupid journals we gotta keep. Slub, you stay away from Frankie. She's not a newbie. She's on my team.
If you steal anything from her, I will gut you like the spineless, bottom-feeding muskelunge you are.
I don't understand why everyone's so cruel to me. So amazing!
Frankie, don't buy his big, dumb idiot routine. I mean, he is very stupid, but he's also sneaky.
Oh, my favorite combination.
So finish your expletive-deleted story, or is this seroquel too much for you, kid?
Well, I'm not entirely sure that muskelunge are bottom feeders, Frankie. I think you might have them mixed up with catfish. But anyway, okay, so I'm going home from work on foot as usual, cursing my fate as usual, when all of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm minding my own business, mind you, and I hear,
Hey, expletive deleted. Wouldn't it suck if I just started yelling at you all the time because I can? Yell, yell, yell.
You know, it would have been one thing if it had been a one-time thing and it had just yelled at me, but it kept yelling at me all the way home, and then it started again the next day, and I couldn't work. I had to call in sick, and then they fired me, and I was like, fuck, and I need help.
Oh, okay, you got me. You really did go crazy. See, I told you guys, she's a real live wire, Frankie. By which I mean she is crazier than the rat who decides to live in your outhouse.
What? That sounds poor.
When you first look at her, she looks so normal. I thought, why is that nurse wearing the blue scrubs? But then she starts talking.
Am I supposed to understand what you're saying right now, Edna?
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I talk to the flash forwards in my head. No, I was just saying, you must be really crazy if you wanted to come back in here. You've been here before. Did you think depressives and suicides was going to be any better than the drunk wing?
No, Edna, I did everything I could to try and avoid coming in here.
Okay, Oedipus as a girl.
I mean, I could have started drinking. I guess I did have a couple of beers and the voice went away, but then I got scared because if that's my solution, I'm going to wind up back in here for sure, right? So I figured I had to sign myself in someplace, and I told you before she robbed me, I was working my butt off. So I was completely living on the other side of town, and they got like a nice mental hospital over there.
Oh yeah, I hear it's like a luxury cruise. They even go outside sometimes.
So I was thinking, okay, this time I'm going to get help, but I'm going to carefully control what happens to me. So I picked a shrink in my nice neighborhood, and I turned myself in, and they're like, oh, sweetie, good job. You made the right decision. And then they go out of the room, and when they come back in, there's this big burly nurse, and they're like, the bad news is our local mental hospital is completely full. The good news is we found a bed for you in a really great place.
Back to the hotel hell, huh? And I bet you'd already signed the paperwork, right?
Yeah, you got it, Edna. 72 hours legal hold, or as long as they can keep me away from the doctor. My head just caved in. All I could think was, oh no, not again.
Oh no, not again. Oh no, not again.
Not again.
Not again. Oh no.
Then it's kind of a blur. They put me in an ambulance, needle full of antipsychotics, and before I know it, they're putting the old familiar scrubs on me with that faint, nostalgic scent of vomit.
Let's get your scrubs on so we can see that you belong. Sing you a bit of the scrub pudding song. Better wear a second pair. Don't want you to look like a slut. Weird stuff happens if people see your butt.
Weird stuff happens when people see your butt.
Give us scared.
I'm pretty sure you're the scary one, Frankie. So anyway, they processed you. You're up on 4.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, is it as wild up there as it was a little while ago? I mean, there are a lot of, what you would call them, plea bargains? Oh, you mean those guys who thought it would be easier to be in here than to be in jail? Yeah, and then they find out they can't even get a cigarette, much less the good drugs, and then they do go crazy. Love to see it, but I don't love it so much when I'm up on 4. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. We had 5 fights between them the other day. Oh, I know. We can hear them through the floors, just like you could on Detox.
Code yellow, code yellow.
They think we ain't gonna figure out what code yellow means when it sounds like they're a bunch of buffaloes having a bowling team up there. And me without my glasses. Used to be everyone just fought over who got to use the phone. Now I think half those code yellows are gang code yellows.
I guess they decided you're always gonna be the kind of scumbag they throw in here. Congratulations, you're home.
Doesn't that sound cozy? Don't tell me I'm home in here, Edna. I don't want to get so comfortable that
That you wind up like me? Ha! Well, you gotta wind up some way.
Do I? That kind of sucks. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your Royal Highnesses, but the elevator is leaving for 2.
You heard the quote-unquote man, Frankie. Our chariot is going back to the ward. Well, it's about time you met the gang anyhow.
Are they cool?
Of course not, Frankie. They're crazy people. Now let's get going before the elevator leaves us here.
Wow, this has got to be the least marketable story I have ever heard. It is almost as boring as you talking about your mom.
Jeez, Vanilla, you really hate it when I talk about my mom. You must be really bored. I mean, why did you sign up for this?
I signed up because it's a cool job, and cool jobs mean that you are cool. But okay, I thought it would be more like scripted and less like them.
You know I can hear ya.
Yeah, we don't care.